Again, people, that's an interesting little shooting. At first, I thought the officer was maybe a little too reactive, and then as it progressed and I got more information, I'm probably okay with what he did. I'm not sure. I mean, I don't know how many times he was hit in the head, supposedly with a board, but he says he's bleeding. It doesn't show his injuries. Let's take a look at how it proceeds here.
For what?
For criminal damage for domestic violence.
Okay, so we know he's hooking him up for criminal damage and domestic violence. So the call was probably someone calling for help for a domestic violence. Why is this cop here alone? I don't know. But after he shoots this guy and calls for cover, it takes a long time. As a matter of fact, the video ends and still help isn't there. But this cop does some things that really helps his case, if this ever did go in front of a jury, that I think are kind of important. So let's listen here.
You kicked down a door. That's criminal damage.
You can't arrest me,
Don't, baby.
Okay, so right here when he was telling me don't, I kind of thought, I was distracted by all the cops' tattoos, but I kind of thought he was too worried about arguing and telling him no instead of getting the damn cuffs on. To me, he had time to get the cuffs on. So I'm thinking what cops call that term is resistive tension. If I put my hands on you and I say you're under arrest and then you tighten up your arm and you won't put it behind your back, I would describe that in my report as I got resistive tension as soon as I made contact. When I tried to move his arm to the rear, he refused to move it. He kept it stiff. I felt the resistive tension in his arm and his muscle, and then that's when the fight started. All right, so I'm assuming he felt this guy tensing up and pulling away from him. But it doesn't look like he's struggling and he's talking so much instead of just putting the damn cuffs on. Again, we don't know what's going on, etc., but he doesn't get the cuffs on. But he knows the guy's going to fight, and then he wants to get into, don't do it, I'll do this, you're going to lose, and this threatening crap instead of getting the damn cuffs on. Remember, the most dangerous time for somebody to fight you is when you're putting them in cuffs. You don't want to be talking. You don't want to agitate them. You want, once you go hands on, get them in cuffs and then worry about the other shit.
I will, bro.
Don't.
Let me go.
Don't.
I'm not doing that.
See, the guy's got his hands on his back saying, I'm not, and then he's saying, don't. Almost like he's egging him in. So I kind of didn't like the way he did this part because it almost seems like he wants him to fight him.
Don't.
Let me go.
Don't.
Let me go.
Don't do it, dude.
Let me go, bro.
I promise you, tase you. Do not.
I promise you I'm going to tase you. Do not. See, we get into threatening. Well, just get the damn cuffs on.
Do it. Do not. Stop. 89, 415.
I think he yells a 415, which is a fight. Maybe that's what they use in his agency to tell him he's fighting with a suspect. I thought he said 415. 415 in California is, and I don't know where this is at if this is California, but 415 is a domestic, or not a domestic, a disturbance, fighting in public.
Come back, man.
Stop! Stop resisting! Put your hands behind your back.
So I want you to notice, this is a 10-minute video. We're only 52 seconds in. He's on a domestic violence call by himself, which means he probably should have had another unit coming in the first damn place. Then he puts out that he's in a fight. And 10 minutes later, he still doesn't have backup.
You're getting crazy, man.
Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back.
Let me go. Let me go.
He fires one round. Guy goes to the ground. Now, because we can't see what happened, we don't know whether he was hit multiple times, single time, how big the board was. Did he get hit in the head? Is he bleeding? Is he unconscious? If he thought he was going to go knocked out. Remember, if he picked up a board and hit him, that's considered deadly force. A cop can hit you with a baton because we're trained and it's not deadly force. because we have no target areas. We can't hit you in the head. We're trained to hit certain target areas that won't cause serious bodily injury and or death. So therefore, it's not deadly force when an officer does it because we're trained with the tool. When pesky citizens pick up objects and swing at the police, they are not trained. They don't have to follow under rules. They don't have to hit you in the head. And if they hit you in the head with a solid object, they can kill you. Just like a cop can kill you if he hits you in the head with a baton. So that's why deadly force is authorized when pesky citizens pick up weapons and attack cops. So if he hit him in the head with a stick, depending on how big it is, I mean, you know, if it's a freaking twig, then the cop may have issues. But if it's a legitimate 2x4, then he's probably going to be okay.
89, shots fired, shots fired!
So when I saw him lock his Glock, I went back and I said, is his Glock jammed? I'm assuming he only fired one round because he tried to fire more. He either had a stovepipe or he had a failure to eject. And he remembered that. So I think he would have fired more. That's why he fired one shot. At first, I was like, good job. Fired one shot. Then when he racked, I went, oh, the only reason you didn't mag dump him is because your gun jammed.
89, shots fired, shots fired!
So right here, it does not look like it's out of battery. The slide looks like it's forward. So the only way that it would not fire a second round is if it fell to eject and there's an empty casing in there. The way he racks it, I don't know if a casing comes out.
Don't move!
Leave me alone. Hey, please go.
Hands.
Please go. You shot me.
I'll shoot you again, you get up.
Notice how they cut out, I'll shoot you again.
Do not move.
Cop's completely out of breath for two reasons. One, his heart rate's about 220 beats per minute. Really elevated because he's in fight or flight. He just had to shoot and use deadly force. Two, he was fighting before that, so his heart rate was up, which is probably a good thing. It's better if you're in a fight and you have to shoot than if you're not and you just go to shooting, because your heart rate drops from a lot slower rate to an extremely fast rate with the adrenaline pump. So the fact that he was fighting probably helped him a little bit, because when his heart rate jumped, it was already up and elevated. He was already sucking air. But he's still pretty much sucking wind here. So I think he just checked his head and felt out he was bleeding.
Do not move!
I'm not going after you. I just want to stay up.
No!
To me, the guy sounds drunk. He's non-compliant. I wouldn't say he's really dangerous, but, I mean, if he's hitting the cop in the head trying to get away with a 2x4, then I guess he's dangerous, but he just sounds like a drunk that's kind of like, dude, leave me alone. I mean, at this point, if the guy got up and ran off and I was this cop, the cop knows who he is. I tell the guy right now, dude, if you want to get up and run off, haul your ass. I don't want to engage in you. I got people coming. I got medical coming. If you run off, I ain't even chasing you. I mean, I just told the guy, let him run off. I don't give a shit. We'll follow the blood trail. If he runs off and bleeds off, I don't care. I'm not going to shoot him again. Now, the cop keeps threatening to shoot him again, but I think any shooting again, unless this guy charges you, would be unjustified.
Why not?
Do not move. Put your hands behind your back now.
Okay, gets into this giving orders. Look, you just fought with a guy. He just hit you in the head. You just shot him. What makes you think he's going to put his hands? And so what if he puts his hand behind? What does that change? Leave him alone, minimize the contact, catch your breath, and wait for the cavalry. Why do you want to keep engaging this guy and possibly escalate to another fight? Kind of like what he did when he was handcuffing him.
Put your hands behind your back. Now. Put your hands behind your back.
Again, why are you agitating this guy? What difference does it make? He's laying there. You're at a safety. He only had a board. He doesn't have a gun. What are you, why are you escalating and arguing with this guy?
Now.
Call 911, man. You're bleeding bad. You shot me in the head.
I did call 911. Pauline, information. He's been shot once. He's still non-compliant. I'm bleeding pretty bad. Step everybody up now.
Okay, kind of poor communication. He's been shot once. He just put out shots fired, and now he says he's bleeding. Most people are going to think that he's shooting. It doesn't really matter whether he's shot or not. The people responding to officer shots fired are coming at the same speed and craziness as they would as if he's shot. So now the dispatcher's like, are you shot too? Which really doesn't matter. Doesn't change anybody's response. We got an officer involved shooting. He's out there on a domestic. Everybody's coming regardless of whether he was shot or not shot. But the dispatcher is somehow like, are you shot too?
Dude.
Sir, just confirming you were shot.
He goes to his weak hand, which kind of surprises me, to talk on his radio. So he switches to a weak hand to talk on his radio. That's not good tactics. It's not good planning. His radio should be on his other side. If he's going to have to use it, he should never go to a weak hand shooting stance if he's got somebody that's really dangerous to cover. But again, I don't think this guy's that dangerous.
Don't.
Yeah, I'm moving from what, man?
89. I'm bleeding from the head. He's been shot once.
Still didn't answer whether or not he's been shot. So nobody knows if the guy's still got a gun. Is there an outstanding suspect? Should we set up a perimeter? Do we have running or fleeing suspects? Not real good communication. The guy's out of breath. I get it. I'm just saying he should have put out, look, there's one suspect. I shot him. I shot him because he was hitting me in the head with a 2x4. I'm bleeding from where he hit me in the head. I'm not dangerous. I'm not dizzy. There's no fear of me passing out. I've got him at gunpoint. It's stabilized. I need units here now. And that way people understand that, you know, because when somebody's responding to that, it's like, dude, do I need to come to you, or did the guy get away? Is there multiple units? Was there two people with guns? Did the guy that shot you get away, or is the guy that you shot the one? Again, and I'm going to have some cops here. Oh, man, you just don't know. You've never been there. And, you know, it's really, shut up, you freaking crybabies. You ought to know how to communicate. You're a freaking cop. You get trained on it. You talk every day on the radio. You need to put out information that cops responding can use.
Dude, move.
10-4, sir. Medical's been advised. We have units rolling code, and Sam 20's also been advised.
Dude.
SAM 20s, usually SAM units or sergeant units.
Dude, Davey.
Taking my socks off.
I want medical for you, Davey. I don't want this. Just put your hands behind your back and cuff up, dude. I'll get medical in to come take care of you.
So now he's talking like he should be talking. He's talking to a guy like a person. He's lowered his voice. He's not screaming commands. He's acting more human. Before he went back to his, put your hands behind your back right now, now. Well, that's probably not going to work since the guy fought with you and you couldn't get him earlier, but I don't know why you decided to try it. So now he goes to what I think a more reasonable brain, a more reasonable thinking, and he ends up helping his case by throwing this guy a little medical aid.
Go ahead, call ambulance.
I am. If you let me cuff you up, they can come in here and take care of you.
Medical.
They're on their way. They're not going to come in here until you cuff up.
Well, when they come here, I'll cuff up.
Cuff up, Davey.
I'll wait for him.
Cuff up, dude.
I'll wait for him, bro.
People always ask me, what's a no person? This guy on the ground that was shot, he's a no person, people. No. Always negotiating. No, I'll do it then. I'll wait till they come in. No, man, no.
Don't play games. Cuff up.
You don't play games.
Cuff up.
Play games.
Where are you hit, Davey? Where are you hit, bud?
Doesn't matter, bro.
I'm going to throw you some bandages. Where are you hit?
Don't touch me, bro.
You were hitting me in the head with a board.
Bro, get away.
Whatever, dude. Cuff up.
You suck, get away. This dude's drunk. I mean, he's sitting there shot. He doesn't want to, you can't reason with a guy like that. So, I mean, sometimes it's just a waste of breath to do it, and it just leads nowhere.
No,
Cuff up.
I ain't. I'm preparing away, nigga. I'm preparing away, nigga.
89 information. Male subject still failing to comply. I have him at gunpoint.
A little bit of information, but not, I mean, he's still saying he's failure to comply. I think he should tell him that the situation is stable. Again, it's not going to change. Everybody's hauling ass and responding the same way. You've got an officer-involved shooting. Everybody's rolling.
I don't know if you do all that, man.
Copy, male subject still non-compliant and he's at gunpoint.
Dispatcher's not doing real good, like saying, is there any outstanding suspects? Do we need a perimeter? Confirming his location. Maybe they know his location by GPS. Maybe that's why they're not asking. But this is the time that dispatchers need to help officers when they get caught up in this cycle of kind of repeating routine and they're not really giving good information that officers can use. So this dispatcher's not helping this guy at all.
I'm wearing a freaking uniform.
How much people get uniforms?
There's a police car out front. You just seen it already if you would have just cuffed up.
So now he's going to argue about whether or not he's a cop or he's on duty. And he, again, why do you keep engaging this guy in an aggressive tone to jack him up?
Let me see your code. Let me see your thing.
What thing?
Your badge.
My badge is right there, Davey.
Your badge number.
89.
89 what?
89.
There's no such thing as 89.
Yes, it is. It's 89. Whatever you say, Davey.
You want badge number?
You'll see when everybody gets here, dude.
Okay, we'll see.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Huh?
Don't worry about it.
All right, man, fine. I want to help you, but you're not going to let me. 89, he's still non-compliant. The medical's not going to come help you until you cuff up. Davey.
I noticed he was using the term cuff up like this guy knows. In a second, he says he remembers the guy from the pods. The pods mean he was probably in custody. It's a jail pod. And this guy was working the floor where he was in there. So the cop, because he's not drunk, remembers this guy. This guy doesn't remember him. But I kept finding it odd that I go, why do you keep using a cop term cuff up to a dude that doesn't know? Well, this dude does know, because if he was in a pod, he was in jail, they know what cuff up means. Put your hands back so we can cuff you up. You need to cuff up. So that's why he keeps using that. That's a police term, and I couldn't figure out why he was using this guy till he later says that he knows this guy from the jail.
Okay.
You're the one that wanted medical called cuff up, bud.
No, I'm good.
Davey, please cuff up.
No.
Davey, please cuff up, bud. Please. Please cuff up, Davey. Davey, cuff up, man. Let me help you. I've got all kinds of medical stuff. I can help you out, bud. Let me help you. I don't want you to die, Davey. Let me help you, bud.
So here's where he really helps his case in front of a jury. He shows empathy to this guy. He's trying to help him. He's starting to realize that he don't want this guy to bleed out. He knows him. And this is going to go a long way when the people start saying you really wanted to shoot him. You just wanted to use your gun. Look, the guy is doing a lot of things that are helping him because he's being human right now.
Davey, come on, man. Let me help you out. Stop being so stubborn and let me help you. Dude, your mom and your nephews and stuff don't want this. Come on. Cuff up and let me do some medical stuff. At least tell me where you're hit, Davey. Davey, listen, bud. I'm trying to help you, man.
This is a long time to wait for cover or backup units when you've got a single unit on a domestic violence that put out a shots fired call. I'm like, damn, I don't know where the hell this guy's at, but shit.
I'm trying to help you, man. If I toss you the bandages, will you take care of it yourself? Here. Flip, man. Here, bud. They're bandages, man. Davey, they're bandages. Use them. I'm not going away, Davey.
I'm going to go to prison, so what then? You go on.
I want to save your life, dude.
I don't want your help.
You really think you want to just die?
Yeah, I do.
I don't want you to die, Davey.
What was this?
I mean, hell, dude, you were just fighting me, but I still don't want you to die.
You don't even know me.
And that's a great statement. I mean, I'm not saying this guy made this statement to look good in front of a jury, but that's a great statement. That has a great jury appeal.
I know you from the last time you were in the jail, man. You don't remember me? I worked in the pods where you were at. Don't play me. We never had issues.
Whatever, man.
Another good statement. We've had prior contact and never had issues. I remember you. You don't remember me because you're drunk. Well, maybe because you're shot.
Use the bandages, dude. They're right there.
All right, this pretty much ends right there. He's still waiting for cover. The video ends. Still people don't show up. Like I said, mindset, what you say plays a lot. It can help you. This cop did okay, I guess. If he knew the guy's name, I guess my question would be like, why did you want to fight the guy? If he wants to get away and you know who he is, let him run away. You're by yourself. Why force a fight? So he runs away. We put out a warrant. Where's he going to go? He's going to go back to his mom. He's going to go back somewhere. You know, someone else would say, well, if he got away and then he came back and killed a woman, then you would say, well, yeah, you can if and buts a coconut it. But I'm just telling you, you know, why is a guy out there trying to fight this dude? He fights him. He knows who he's at. It's a relatively nonviolent crime. He kicked in a freaking door. Let him run away and put out a warrant. Why do we want to fight? The guy picks up a stick. Now you end up shooting, possibly using deadly force or killing somebody when you already knew who he was and you could have let him run away. That's my question on why cops are so insistent on getting that resisting arrest and that ego that once they tell you something, they would rather shoot you than let you walk away and pick you up later. All right, we'll end that there.